Hello everyone, you are all welcome to lecture number 1357, and today's topic is Introduction and History of Robotics. And if you remember, I have already delivered 3 lectures on robots, and today I am going to discuss about robotic. Actually both are having similar function. Only thing is that in the case of robotic, it is having complicated, that is called manipulator. Manipulator means arm, like this type of, and it has 2 very important property of that arm, that is called flexibility and rigidity is provided, because we human beings, we have our arm which is supported by bone, muscles and nerve to carry any task, any work. But in the case of robotic, lot of engineering, lot of sensors, lot of chips, lot of ultraviolet, infrared, visible range frequencies are adjusted to do the task. So here, let me go back to explain the very meaning of robot. I have already told you, robot is nothing but it is a physical machine. If I say physical machine, doesn't mean that anything which is steel, copper or iron is a robot. No. Any physical machine which has sensor to receive the data and to process the data. After the processing of data, it is converted into product, task, work automatically or by the guidance or command of the people, that is called semi-automatic. So 2 type of robots are there. Either they are doing all the tasks automatically or they are following the command of the human being. And that is the very meaning of robotics. And robotics means it is the combination of lot of frequencies like infrared, ultraviolet, visible range. So all these ranges along with data collection by sensors, different type of sensors, microchips, and it is providing a lot of strength to its manipulator. The manipulator here means is a very important word. Manipulator for robotic means arm, which is, that is lot of engineering is done, that I will tell you later on, and that arm is provided with 2 very important function, flexibility like us and then rigidity. So these 2 things are provided, that is called manipulator. And because of that reason, you might have heard, first time in the world, in India, very successful surgery was done on infant, and that infant was only 16 months old, and it was more than 1000 kilometers away in remote area. The robot performed very successful surgery with high precision, with high accuracy, with very, very minimum damage of blood vessels, muscles and other mass of the body. So that is the beauty of today, the robotic technology, and why we should introduce robots at primary and secondary level. It is a must to introduce these new emerging technologies in Nigeria, starting from primary to secondary school, combined with artificial intelligence and robot, because they go like hand and glove, so that the very young kids, they are familiar with different type of new emerging technologies which are very important for their future career, to build their career with new technologies. That's why it is very important. I am always giving emphasis. We are here to help. We are here to deliver the lecture so that at least they are familiar with these coming, emerging new technologies. So at primary, secondary level, in the form of toy, in the form of automation, how arms are moving, how different type of task is done by connecting different type of sensors, different type of chips and electric circuits, how they can manufacture. It's not big task. So once they know the concept, very basic concept and fundamental of robot and robotics, then they will grow themselves. We are providing platform at school level by injecting the basic knowledge, importance, application of these new technologies in everyday life, in healthcare, in hospitals, in industries, in lot of production sector, lot of service sector, everywhere nowadays. And now I'm going to explain about the history, and then I will give you the summary. History goes like that especially the robotic concept was patented. It got patent in 1954 by George Devols. George Devols is the father of robotics. He was the first man in 1984 who got patent of robotic with manipulator. Manipulator means with rigid and flexible arm of robot. And then in 1956, that is Unimation came. Unimation was the company established, and they started producing robots, and those robots were doing lot of tasks. And then in 1962, the General Motor of America gave the name to that company. He joined with that, and that became Unimat, not Unimat, Unimat company. And that company started producing on mass scale the robots for industries with automation, with lot of manipulators, so that they can do lot of multiple tasks. So all this I am going to give you in summary. So here I have given the summary in writing about the evolution, how robotic evolved day by day, starting from 1954 till date, means today 2025. Number one, studying robotics in schools provides kids with a wide range of benefits that can impact their future careers, develop today's emerging new skills and technologies. Let me give you the example that is I have seen. Nowadays in India, in primary secondary schools, the labs infrastructure is created just to manufacture toy type of small, so that their finger, their hand, their arm, their brain, they are trained from childhood, and they are focused. They have seen all the instrumentation, how to construct a robot and how to proceed towards robotics. So it is high time in Nigeria that let federal government come and heavily invest in new technologies at primary and secondary level. First, let there be hardware books distributed. All the primary secondary school teachers should be trained, and let them get the knowledge by our lectures. It's all on TV, it is available. They can promote their knowledge, improve their knowledge by listening these lectures and then practicing in the lab for primary secondary school kids. Number two, history of robotics is very interesting and very important. History of robotics. The history of robotics is very important and interesting. It should be explained to school kids. The history of robotics is full of innovation, research, new opportunities, new possibilities, have given new dimension and shaped the field of robotics today. Let us dive in the history of robotics one by one. Number one, 1954. It started from 1954, and the father of robotics is George Devols. He is the first man who patented the robotic, especially the manipulator, means arm, how to do the task by robots. So in 1954, George Devols patent. He was the first man who got patented for robotics, and the father of robotic filed the first patent 1954 for a robotic manipulator. Manipulator in the robotic is used in various industries, including manufacturing and healthcare. Here, if I say manipulator, means it is the arm of a robot, and that arm is flexible as well as rigid. Number 2, 1956. In 1956, one company was established, and name is Unimation. It's very similar like Unimed. Unimation was the first industrial robot was produced, and that Unimation became first company to produce robotic in 1956. They were designed to perform tasks such as welding, assembly, and material handling in industries. And these two scientists, they jointly worked to establish this company, that is Unimation. The same father, that is George Devols and Joseph Engelberger. So Joseph Engelberger and George Devols together they formed Unimation company to produce robotics. Then again in 1962, General Motors, very powerful company of that time, even today it is powerful, of America. General Motors adopted robotics in USA, and in the year 1962, General Motors became the first major manufacturer to adopt robotics in its production. So General Motors was the first biggest company in the world which adopted robotics and started producing robotics just to use it in their companies for different purposes, multitask, like assembly of the automobiles, complicated welding of the chips, sensors, and also handling of different materials, then handling of lot of different type of engineering and electronics, and some instruments and complicated welding of chips. So it is important for teachers at school level to explain and teach the kids the function and importance of manipulator, because manipulator with sensor plays important role to do all the multiple tasks. So here I have given the concept of manipulators in robot. What is the basic concept of manipulators? A manipulator in robotic is a type of robotic arm. Just like human arm, I have my hand, this is my arm. So the robotic, they have their arm also. That arm is called manipulator, or mechanism designed to interact with any object and manipulate object and its environment. Manipulators can be programmed to perform various tasks, such as, now these are all tasks, means work. All these tasks should be demonstrated in lab, where we have created the infrastructure for school kids to demonstrate, even for them to learn by doing. All these new technologies, new skills They can learn by two methods. First, they should watch the lecture. They should learn the basic concept by listening the lectures by teachers, and then by doing themselves in the lab. Then they will be skilled in that particular new technology. So here, the different various tasks are given. A, pick and place operations is very common. Pick and place. If you go to many shops now in Western countries, India, other places, lot of robots are moving inside. They are picking and they are placing here and there. So that is pick and place operations, moving objects from one location to another location. B, assembly task. If you go to any automobile or any computer, any electronic industries, lot of computers are there and they are involved in assembling of small chips or sensors to make it big part, either in electronic industry or in automobile assembly place. So assembly parts or components. C, welding and cutting. Nowadays it is doing lot of performing welding and cutting operations, especially where it is very complex, very precision, high efficiency is required. Then robot is doing welding like small chips or sensors. Then D, material handling, moving materials, big boxes from one place to other place, all done by thousands and thousands of robots. They are working inside the industries and markets, materials or objects around workplace. Number 4, manipulators consists of. What are there inside manipulators? They are consist of what? So number A is, that is called links. Links means a rigid and flexible segment. Any robotic, the manipulator, what they must have two functions or two properties. It should be rigid, like this, rigid, and then flexible. These two are very important to maintain, and these are controlled by sensors and chips. That is known as links, the rigid and flexible segments that connect to form the manipulator's arm. So manipulator's arm is functioning because we have muscles, we have bone, we have nerves. All this skin, sensory organs is provided by Almighty Allah. But in the case of robot, that manipulator, robot arm, is not having all these things. So it's all done by mechanical devices in the form of chips, in the form of sensors. Then B is, that is joints. This is joint. This mechanism that connect the links and allow the manipulator to make a move. Then C, actuators. Actuator means it is the motor that power the manipulator. So actuators also another topic we will be discussing. Manipulator is other topic, actuators are other topic, but these are all when we are going in detail. That will be for advanced, but for this school level, all these things should be demonstrated and let them see by themselves. Then they will be motivated and they will understand slowly all the functions, all type of technology, instruments involved in robots and robotics. Then actuators, it is a motor that power the manipulators movement, just like our hand is having power, energy supplied by carbohydrate, glucose and protein. So that is motor is also there to supply the power. D, which is very important, the role of sensors. Sensors are very important component of robotics that provide feedback on the manipulators. They are providing feedback. In the last but not least note, manipulators are used in various industries, including manufacturing, logistics, healthcare, They offer lots of benefits such as increased efficiency, precision, safety, making them an important component of modern robotics. It's because of manipulator skill and precision. In India, they could perform one surgery of infant at the distance of more than 1,000 kilometers. It was successful. So I wish that let in Nigerian schools the artificial intelligence and robotic is introduced so that students are exposed to new emerging technologies so that they can improve your skill and future career. Once again, thank you very much for watching the lecture.